Before we begin, this episode includes personal discussions about eating disorders, mental health, and recovery. Jessie Diggins is a Saatva partner. The experiences she shares are her own personal stories, not medical or professional advice. If you or someone you know is struggling, resources are available at 988 or nationaleatingdisorders.org. Please listen with care.
Ever wonder what the difference is between a good athlete and an Olympic athlete? Well, for today's guest, it's actually the ability to suffer. Welcome to the Superpower Podcast. I'm Dave Briggs, and I'm talking about Jessie Diggins. She's the most decorated cross-country skier in U.S. Olympic history. But this is not an episode about skiing, downhill, or otherwise. It's about the grind, how Jessie powers through what she calls the pain cave, and what we can all learn from that no matter what we do. It's how she got through an eating disorder. She also tells us why cross-country skiing might be the perfect sport for Snoop. But for Jessie, it all starts with a good night's rest, turning off that iPhone, and sleeping in what she calls the bat cave. Here's our conversation with world-class sufferer, Jessie Diggins.
We're going to start with sleep. So you train so hard. You compete so hard. We've seen you collapse on the finish line. Is that what happens at the end of a long day when you hit this mattress?
Pretty much, yeah. It's funny because I think people think that the crazy superpower is in pushing yourself so hard. And yes, that takes a lot of willpower and dedication, but I think also the dedication to taking care of myself is equally as important. And if I don't take care of that rest time and that, if I don't carve out the time to rest and rebuild and relax and let my body restore itself, then I can't go out there and push hard. So yeah, you can't have one without the other. And sleep is the part that kind of restores the balance.
It seems like you do everything full on. Do you sleep hard?
I do. Sometimes I wake up and literally nothing has moved, and then other times, you're active sleeper. And, but yeah, I tend to sleep 8 to 9 hours a night and sometimes more.
That's
in the winter,
impressive. Is there like a routine? Do you have a scent you put on the pillow, a mask you put on? What's the environment like? Give us your sleep story.
Okay. Well, I like to call my bedroom the little bat cave because I like it dark and cold. And I mean, it doesn't look like a bat cave. It looks beautiful.
Thank you. That image was...
Yeah. Well,
so cold and dark.
Cold and dark.
Blackout shades.
Blackout shades over blinds. So we're like double dark, like really doubling down on the darkness here.
Wow.
And I like to try to keep my phone, like it goes on Do Not Disturb at 9, and then that's it. So
at 9?
At 9 o'clock, nothing happens after 9.
Every night.
Every night, it's just I set it and then forget about it. And so like if there's a change to the team training plan and at 9:01, they're like, hey, we're going to do this. I'm like, I won't see this till tomorrow morning.
That's it.
That's it. I'm out. So I try to really relax and unwind. And I really like to read in bed. And so
no doom scrolling.
No doom scrolling. Ah. No, the phone. In fact, I just got an alarm clock that doesn't have, well, most alarm clocks now, they have they're backlit. And they just glow incessantly. You know what I'm talking about? It drives me nuts because I'm really sensitive to light.
Yeah.
So I got one that's just dark. And so now the phone is not even in the bedroom at all. The phone's just out. The phone's not there at all. So you cannot doom scroll. So
wow, you don't mess around.
No, I'm really serious about
bat
sleep.
cave is hardcore.
The bat cave is hardcore. It's not the pain cave, it's the bat cave. And it's my time to rest and relax. But I will literally sometimes read for like an hour. Like I'll go to bed. Oh, what am I reading right now? I was really into the Fourth Wing series for a little while, which kind of embarrassed, but not really. And then I just got given a book as a gift, What Made Maddie Run. Oh. And it's about mental health. It's a little bit of a sad story, but I think it's really important to read and understand. So I kind of balance out like a little more serious with very lighthearted, not at all serious.
So what happens if you don't get that 8 or 9? How does it impact your recovery?
Oh, well, it impacts my quality of life because I'm just not that fun to be around because I'm used to functioning on a lot of sleep because it is part of my job as well. But yeah,
And you view sleep as part of your job.
Well, to be fair, I view sleep as like my me time. So I think even when I'm not skiing, even when it isn't actually my job to recover, I'm still going to be a little sleep monster. Like I'm still going to be wanting those 8 hours every night because I just love how I feel when I'm rested. Because I mean, for sure it impacts how I can ski. When I get those 8 or 9 hours, I wake up and I'm like, all right, let's go. And I am hitting hard training sessions and I'm training twice a day, 6 days a week. It's a ton of volume. And so I need that time for my body to rebuild or else I can't go out there and do my job day after day. But honestly, like, I think, yeah, I want to get that much sleep forever because I focus better. Like I'm a better human when I'm rested.
I'm a monster when I don't get my 8 hours. Just ask my wife. But you travel, you live here in Boston, you live in Vermont, you travel around the world. How do you maintain that type of bat cave and consistent environment across all those different atmospheres?
That is a really big challenge because
and time zones, I guess.
And time zones. That's really hard. And I would love to be able to bring the whole bed with me, but I can't. And so I do travel with my own pillow. So I make space in my bag for a pillow. Yeah. And that's really, really important because then my neck is at the same height. Even if I'm in a different bed every single week, at least my neck isn't like here one week and here the other week, it stays stable. And then it's also really important that I have earbuds, so I have the same sound in my ears. So at home,
you sleep with earbuds?
I sleep with earbuds, not like AirPods or something, but like ones that are actually meant to like you can lay on your side and it won't dig into your ear.
Damn, you don't mess around.
No, I really don't.
They're just to cut out all the noise, or there's sound going through them?
There's sound, and so I used to sleep with earplugs, and then I realized that sometimes we're in hotels that are really loud and noisy. So like when we're competing in the Tour de Ski in Italy, we will often, it's like during their main holiday. And so we're trying to go to sleep and Italians, they stay up later. And so I'm in bed at 9:30. I have a World Cup race the next day. It's the Tour de Ski. And there are children running up and down the hall, ding dong ditching people. And so I'm like, this is not going to work for me. And so I invested in a pair of earbuds. And so now all I hear is like rain powdering. And it is so peaceful and it masks any sounds of like what's going on in the rooms next to me or down the hall. And then I have an eye mask. So if there aren't good shades, it's like it's dark, I hear the same sound, and I have the same pillow everywhere I go. And then that keeps it consistent.
You are an absolute pro. Wow. Okay. Are you a napper? Tara Lipinski just told us her like bucket list. Her dream is to someday nap. She's cannot nap.
Oh man.
Always got that. Gotta be.
Yeah.
Can you nap? Because you seem like no way.
No, it's funny because when I was a kid, I could never nap. Like at preschool, there's a nap time and everyone lays down and naps. I could not do it. I was doing gymnastics on the mat. Like the rule was you have to stay on your mat. And so I was just like doing handstands, headstands, all the stuff. And they were like, wow, this kid is a piece of work. But now I'm really into napping. And here's the thing. I don't always actually sleep. But it's my reset time, and I've found that I perform better in training, but also just I live better when I give myself 15 minutes. And so, again, no phone, no doom scrolling. I'm not even reading. I just lay down and I snuggle in under the covers and I shut my eyes, and I've got minimum 15 minutes. And if it's not happening, then I'm like, all right, at least I had quiet time to myself to just like let myself kind of melt a little bit. And then I wake up and I'm way more focused on the tasks that I was trying to do. The emails I'm trying to respond to, getting ready for training. But sometimes what I'll do is I'll get in bed and I'll give myself like a 45-minute block. And sometimes I end up waking up to my alarm like, oh my gosh, is it the next day? Like I don't know where I am. And so I end up having this hard sleep because I tried to let myself relax. And so I think some of it is the habit of like, now I look forward to it. Like it's a treat to like snuggle up in bed and just like not have to do anything. It feels like a serious luxury, like, oh, I don't have to like be accountable to anyone for 15 minutes. It's just for me. And it's really nice.
Nothing like a nice nap. With this type of drive and seeking perfection, sometimes can come with it significant challenges. And for you, that was probably the eating disorder that you developed along the way. And looking back on it, what do you think led you to this eating disorder? I'm far too familiar with bulimia, having dealt with it in my own family for too many years. What do you think led you down that road?
So many different things. I think, so one thing that I learned from my time at the Emily program, which is where a treatment place for eating disorders that I went to when I was 18, and they saved my life. And I learned, one, it's not a behavioral choice. And I think that was a huge thing that, it's a stigma around eating disorders that creates a lot of shame and guilt. And I thought, like, oh my gosh, I must be such a bad kid. And I was definitely trying to be perfect in everything that I did. And then when I started to struggle with disordered eating behaviors, even though I wasn't clinically diagnosable with an eating disorder, I was struggling with those behaviors, but I was like, oh, I can't talk about it or talk to anyone because of that shame and guilt, because it seemed to be, a behavior choice, not an actual mental illness.
And was it seeking control, someone who was, in a sense, a perfectionist?
Yeah, so for me, my eating disorder, and again, this is another sort of eating disorder myth. Everyone thinks it's about food or how you look, but really, for me, it was about control and perfectionism and really struggling with, the pressure I was placing on myself to be so perfect in everything that I did, because many people who suffer from eating disorders are very type A, very driven, get good grades. They're very focused. They try really hard at everything they do, which is often why it's very surprising to their family members. Like, oh my gosh, my daughter's crushing it in school. Like, what is going on? And she seems like such a happy go-getter. And I know for my parents, that was really confusing. Like, what is happening here? But the eating disorder kind of serves as a crutch when you're struggling to deal with such intense pressure that you're placing on yourself. And when you feel like you can't control all these things going on in your life, you want to just cling to control of food and body as the one thing, especially if you're young, you can't drive, you don't know if colleges are going to accept you, you are putting a lot of pressure on yourself. There's so many things in the world that are out of your control.
Yeah.
And it can seem like, wow, if I can just hold on a little tighter to this one thing.
That makes far too much sense. For me, it hits very close to home. What do you think helped you get through it that maybe others could learn?
Yeah. Well, one, I really wish that it was easier to talk about back then. It was, mental health in general was so stigmatized, which is why I think it's so good to talk about now, because it shouldn't be this super shameful, guilty secret. My analogy is if I fall on the sidewalk and I break my arm, I'm not going to go home and be like, oh my gosh, I can't tell anyone. I could never go to the doctor. I'll heal it myself. I would never no, of course, I would go seek medical professional help from someone who is trained so that they can help me heal. And the same thing should hold true for really any mental health crisis that someone is going through, anything. It's there are people who have trained for years to be able to help you through this. And we should allow ourselves to feel like we are worthy of that help. And I think I phrase it that way because I think it's not just about asking for help, although that is hard. Sometimes we start to believe that we either aren't sick enough to deserve help, or maybe I'm not worthy of that help, or, oh my gosh, I don't want to bother anyone. But it was phrased to me recently, and I love this. It's when you allow people who love you into your life, you are giving them the gift of being part of your story. And so whether or not you need help trying to win a ski race, I think of all the people who are part of my story. And when I got to bring those medals back from the Olympics, those medals belong to 10,000 people. And they know it. They're part of that because they are part of my journey. They have helped me. There's so many people who own a piece of that. And likewise, in eating disorder recovery, I'm opening myself up to people who really care about me, who are there for me. And they're able to be like, hey, I love you. Let me take care of you. Let me help you and let me be there for you. Because I think about the way I feel about people I love. Oh my gosh, let me let me make you feel good. Let me, write you a nice birthday card. Let me do little things for you that make you happy. I love that. And so we need to allow other people to do the same for us.
That's incredible. And we should also keep girls in sports. And unfortunately, they are dropping off a cliff. Between 40 and 60% quit competitive sports after elementary and then after middle school. And I know that's something you're passionate about. Why is that? And how do we reverse that?
We tend to lose girls from sport at a time when your body's changing, and that's really scary, and you're trying to figure out where you fit in. And so if we can create a space where it's like, no, you belong in here, you fit in. It doesn't matter what ability, how fast, how slow. It's just about going out there, being part of a team and part of a group, and doing the best that you can, and seeing the value in being part of a team, not just the value in winning. And I think it's really about where we place that value, where we show young women we value your ethics in sport, we value your integrity, we value hard work, we value you showing commitment and coming to practice every day and being there to support the team. It's not just we value you only if you win. And I think that's an important message.
Hopefully more role models like you will help. The United States Olympic Committee, the U.S. Olympic movement is better that you stayed in sports and won 3 Olympic medals. And I always go back to the moment at which you collapsed on the finish line. And you've talked about the word suffer and suffering throughout these interviews as a strength. Tell me about what that word means to you.
Yeah, well, so there's this thing in endurance sports where we call it the pain cave, and it's sort of this metaphorical place that you go to in your mind when your body is really sending you all those signals. So you imagine like if you went out the door and you just started running as hard as you could. Okay, you're just running as hard as you can. Pretty soon, like you're gonna start to feel the burn in your lungs. You're gonna feel the muscles just like getting really tight. You're gonna feel the lactic acid accumulating. You're gonna feel after a while, like your brain is sending you all these signals like, dude, slow down. It's like too much. Shut her down. It hurts, and everyone can be familiar with that feeling. Yeah. And so the pain cave is basically where you go to in your mind to deal with that suffering. And I used to think it was all about delaying, like delay the suffering, delay it, to wait, as long as you can in the race till you get to that point in which you're basically tasting the copper pennies in the back of your throat. Oh, but then at some point, I had a race where I just pushed through it because I was trying to race really fast in a relay for my high school team. And I got across the finish line and I thought I was going to die. I was like, this is it. Like, at least I went out doing what I loved. And then I didn't die. And after 30 seconds, I got up off the snow and I was like, oh my gosh, I just unlocked something. Like I realized that I can suffer so much in a race and go fast and hit that next level, like unlock that whole next level of racing. And it doesn't last forever. Like it truly is this temporary thing. And I should say like pain and suffering in a race, that's separate from injury, right? Like injury, sure, yes. Pain, totally different deal. Have to respond accordingly. But that's not what we're talking about here. We're talking about like the lung burn of like pushing hard in a race. And I guess I just figured out like how to shake hands with pain and how to greet that pain as a sensation of like, I'm doing it. Like I've arrived. Like instead of like, oh no, like I can't believe I'm feeling like this. This is awful. It's like, no, like I asked for this. This is the sign that when I cross that finish line, I will know I've left it all out there and I won't have any what ifs. I will have no regrets, no questions. Like in my mind, I'm like, if I am able to suffer that much in a race, I will never have to suffer after the race with what ifs or regrets.
On the other side of the pain cave is joy?
Pretty much, yeah. And I think there's this really interesting relationship where when I truly feel joyful in my everyday life, which at baseline, I'm a pretty happy person. So that's not too hard to achieve. But when things are going great in my everyday life and I'm relaxed and I'm happy and I'm smiling at the start of a race and I've got my sparkles on and the whole thing, it is easier to suffer more in the race because I feel like there has to be this balance. And I've found that when something's going on in my everyday life or whatever, and I'm already in pain, like mentally or physically. You know, maybe I've got an injury. You know, like last winter I had a foot injury that was kind of crazy that I was working through. It's like your bucket's already half full. You know, there's only so much room. And so I find that the more joy I have in life, the more pain I can bring willingly to the race.
That is truly remarkable. Tell people about the sparkles. Why?
Oh, yeah. Well, it started a really long time ago, but I used to get so nervous for races when I was in high school. And it was almost like to a point where it was like taking all my energy. Like it was too much. I was too nervous. And so I started needing to have more fun with it and to remind myself, like, I love this. Like I love what I do. I love cross-country skiing and I love racing and being part of a team. And I'm here because of that joy. And so the sparkles are this promise to myself and a reminder, like, this should be fun. Because it's like really hard to take yourself too seriously and have a
If
serious.
you have sparkles.
Yeah, if you're rocking sparkles all over your face, it's
We
like
really
hard
should
to
have had
make.
some here today. I should have thought of that. That would have been fun.
Well, but it's okay because this isn't a race. But I tend to, the sparkles just kind of became this thing, and it's so fun to share it with people. Like, I love it when people share pictures with me of like them putting on glitter before a race. Like, hey, I went out there and I had fun, and I remembered to smile, and I remembered to enjoy it, and I remembered when I was nervous, like, oh, I chose to be here. And that's kind of what the sparkles
All right, we
represent.
talked a lot about the pain, but what was the joy of winning the first ever gold medal for your country in your sport? Just representing your country is probably joy enough, but taking that to the next level and winning that gold medal, the first ever in your sport, what was that joy like?
Oh, it was the best feeling because we did it as a team. So this was in the team sprint, and my team sprint partner was Keegan Randall, and she's been a long time teammate of mine. She's retired now, but like a big sister. And so getting to do it with someone that you feel is like part of your family, your ski family, that was so special. And like, I'm gonna get emotional because I still remember the feeling of getting up from the snow with Keegan, and we turned. And the whole team was lined up right alongside the finish line. They were all in their blue jackets, and coaches were like sobbing. And seeing the coaches crying, people were screaming, like just seeing what it meant to the whole team. Because truly, like, it wasn't like, I would never say I won a medal. It was we won a medal. And even I think I could fairly speak for Keegan when she would also say, no, we didn't win that medal. It was we, like the big capital we, like the team.
Sure.
So many people were part of that, and it was so cool to share with them. It was definitely one of the most special and emotional moments of my career.
And that journey and that victory have helped you accumulate an astounding 243,000 Instagram followers. I know that is less an achievement than the medal, but have you made cross-country skiing cool? I mean, you must see young girls that now want to compete in the sport because of you.
I mean, it's one of the coolest things to me was seeing the huge ripple effects of that moment because so I grew up learning how to ski through the Minnesota Youth Ski League, and so many chapters of it opened after. I think they added like 8 chapters in the state. It was so cool. Then hearing from parents like, oh yeah, I dug the skis out of the basement and we got going and we went to the local park and we had so much fun. And like, for me, it's been so cool seeing the sport grow because I want people to be able to enjoy it when it snows. Instead of like when people are like, oh, I can't believe it's cold, it snowed. I'm like, no, get out there, build a snowman, go sledding, go for a hike, go skiing, like go to your local park, take a lesson, like sign your kids up. Like I want people to go out there and experience this sport truly because it's brought so many amazing things to my life. And the people in this community are outstanding. Like just the most amazing people are part of this cross-country ski community. So I want people to be part of that, and I want them to go try it. And I think the Winter Olympics is so cool because it brings so many sports that maybe you would have never seen or heard of or participated in. It brings that to the world, and it gives people a chance to be like, oh, that's really neat. Like, I'm going to go try that.
There has been whispers of this word retirement, and looking at you, it's just a weird word to hear thrown around with someone so young and full of energy and youth. Is retirement near in terms of the sport? I'm just so focused on this Olympics. And, when I am
when I have decided and when I'm ready, I promise, I tell you, I promise you will all
I'll be
know.
the first one.
You'll be the first one. I promise. I won't just fade off into the sunset. You will all know, because this sport has been so incredible to me and it has given me so much, and I want to tell people. But when I've 100% decided, because it's a big decision, and I love what I do.
I feel like you could just compete in a different sport. Maybe you could run. I hear that could be.
I actually do love trail running. I will
Right?
say I'm not very fast, but I love being out there in the mountains. I love long runs, and it's been such a joyful thing for me. And luckily, it's part of our cross training, which is so cool because we get to switch up the sports we do. So we do a lot of roller skiing to train
Right.
when we don't have snow, but we also do a lot of running, and I just love going out there in the mountains for hours. So
You'll
yeah.
never retire. You'll just switch sports. I
Exactly.
would assume. All right, we're almost done. We just gotta give people a little better picture of complete the details. So, are you a Swiftie?
Oh yes.
Okay.
Yes,
so,
yes.
what do you make of the Life of a Showgirl
The
out
Life
today?
of a Showgirl. So I spent a lot of time today listening to it, and
Your review?
big fan. It's
I enjoyed it too. I listened to the entire album.
Yeah.
I'm a bit of a Swiftie.
it's actually it's perfect fall vibes, like driving through the leaves. Like it's kind of
I mean, do you admire the tour de force that she is? Not just the performer,
I
but the
do.
human being and the businessman. And
I think it's really incredible, to be honest, because also think about the variety of her albums. She has reinvented herself and allowed herself to grow and stretch herself in so many different ways. And I think sometimes we tend to put people in a little box, like, you are good at this one thing and this is the thing you do. And she's like, nah, watch this. Like, I've got all these things that I'm interested in.
maybe
all
the
these
best
different
marketer
sounds.
of all time.
Oh, it's
let alone the
incredible.
performing, let alone the writing.
Yeah.
She's probably the best at all of those disciplines.
Yeah, I'm a huge fan.
Favorite song?
From the new album.
At all.
Oh, at all?
One Taylor Swift song.
What?
You don't have one? That's too hard?
I mean, that's really hard. I would say Style. That was one of my
Okay.
favorite ones.
All right, that's a
That
good,
was one of my favorite
fair
ones.
answer. What's on your playlist when you are competing, though?
Well, so here's the interesting thing. We are not allowed to compete with headphones. So it's just you out there. And so
Just that voice in your head, huh?
it's the voice in your head. So you have to self-talk yourself through the race.
Oy.
You know, you got a lot of pep talks internally. So
If you were able to listen to music,
If I
what would
were-
be playing?
oh my gosh, Taylor Swift would make the cut.
Okay.
Yeah, maybe a little Pink Pony Club.
I don't
make
know.
the cut.
Pink Pony Club.
Pink
I don't
Pony
know
Club.
them.
It's
Okay.
well, it's that's the
check it out.
name of the song.
Oh, that's the song.
Oh my gosh, who sings it? Now I'm having a mind meltdown.
That's okay.
Yeah,
we'll
it
check
would
out.
be a really peppy thing.
All right, what was the last show you binged, or what are you streaming right now?
Okay, we were watching Shrinking at our last camp.
God,
so
I
good.
knew I liked you.
Huge Harrison Ford fan.
Listen, it's the greatest show of all time.
I would say also though Ted Lasso. Ted Lasso is my number
Might
one.
be number 2 to me. yeah. Oh,
yeah.
wow. 1 and 2. I agree with
Ted Lasso's one. Shrinking might be 2.
What are you chat GPTing? Do you use AI?
Oh my gosh, what was the last thing I chat GPT'd? It was something very random.
Oh, so it's not a regular thing for you.
No,
Okay.
no. This is gonna sound
Several
really
times
dumb.
a day for me. Yeah.
I don't like to use it because I'm worried that I'll get too reliant on it.
Yeah.
I like scare myself.
That is very true.
Yeah.
All right. First app you check in the morning. Last app you check at night.
Oh, that's easy. It's text messages because I wake up to a text from my husband.
You
pretty
do?
much every morning.
Every
'Cause-
morning?
Yeah, because he's up before me and on his way to work, and so that's the first thing I do.
What a
is
good dude.
I text him or he texts me.
Man, that makes me feel like a bum. I need to start stepping up. That's a great gesture that he does that. All right, we're going to have to put his earmuffs on for this one. If there was one celebrity you'd prefer take my place, who is it?
Taylor Swift,
Oh, is that right?
obviously.
Oh, I was going
I have so
like,
many questions for her.
What? What question?
Oh, well, she's a marketing genius for
Right.
one, and I want to know if she would like how to come skiing with me someday. And then, yeah, I want to know all about her process of songwriting.
I would love to sit down with Taylor Swift
Yeah.
in bed. You have earned your next gold.
No
Thank you.
way!
I know it's
This is
an honor, right? It's
Thank you.
just like the gold medal.
I will treasure this forever.
Thank you for being in bed with us. This was terrific.
Oh, thanks for having me.